my shade is gonna run the whole map. Shame time after me, we gonna see who gon' last. Same time, I'm doing this game.
And this nigga gets a text message right in the middle of the show.
Right in the middle of the shit.
Bro,
I don't care.
Welcome back to the Bright Side Podcast. This is episode 3 for you guys. Thank you for tuning in with us. It's been a great ride so far. We make this look kind of easy. It's not. I got 2 amazing hosts with me.
Jalen.
You already know, happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to get into the specifics of Juneteenth.
No,
If you don't know what it is, you're probably racist. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. That's a joke.
Juneteenth, if you did not know, Juneteenth marks 155 years since the Emancipation Proclamation reached Texas, freeing the last enslaved people in America more than 2 years after it was signed. Today we celebrate freedom, and we will not stop fighting until we have it. If you did not know what Juneteenth is, now you know. Go read up for yourself, please.
All day, man. All day.
You put up the Black Power fist.
Hey,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So first of all, I want to give I'm not going to shout anything out after the shout out counter. What I'm going to do instead is send some big ups to my boy Clyde, who took over the episode last time. By the way, part 2 of that episode.
Y'all check that out.
It was an amazing episode. Clyde took over. Love this guy. He's like a brother. You know what I'm saying? And,
I couldn't have done it without y'all, though.
No, of course, man. Of course, all day. I
We all
appreciate
this
the love,
together.
man. But
The bright side.
Of course. But anytime somebody is passionate about something, and he was obviously really passionate last episode about everything, including Tiger Woods, and including Tiger Woods.
Shout out to my boy.
Shout out to Tiger Woods and all my dudes out there taking lumps. We with you, bro. We here with you. Nah, but in that episode, though, I left links to some places that you guys can look up for help. You asked about that. I don't know if you noticed that, but I did.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure. And before we got started, what I really want to say is, listen, regardless of what's ever said, what's ever done, don't be afraid to ask for help. Mental health is, I gotta stop saying, man, my mom gonna kill me. Mental health is real, it affects people, and so are other things.
Everyone, I think everyone has, everyone like.
Listen, just
Yeah.
don't be afraid to ask for help. That's something that we're trying to promote. Everything here, like we said, it's the Bright Side Podcast. We want some positivity.
All positivity, man.
But this ain't the episode for positivity right now. We gotta get into this Mr. Brooks situation. And since Clyde is actually a native of Georgia, I think we should start off with him. How'd you feel about what went down with him? What's your views on it?
Man, just the whole situation that just happened, man. Like, it was just wrong. Like, I feel like it could have been avoided, the whole thing. Everybody has experienced a night where they have been intoxicated and, just want to go get food. I mean, that's what you do when you drink, a long night of partying with friends, whether you in an Uber or you're being responsible when you have somebody else driving. But at the same time, either way, he made it to a Wendy's parking lot. He just fell asleep in the car, man. That's it. Somebody could at least have the decency to just tap on the window, wake him up, and be like, hey, man, you good? You all right? Like, I need an order for you or something. It's just, just being a good human being. But the way it went down, man, like, it could have all been avoided. And I hate it happened, as T.I. would say, in Wakanda. Yeah, I hate it happening in Atlanta, but I mean, everything happened for a reason, man, but his situation didn't really have to happen, man. It could have been avoided.
What do you think could have helped avoid it, in your opinion?
If I was a cop in the situation, honestly, he didn't do anything wrong, in my opinion, in regards to, causing any issues, any problems. He just fell asleep in the drive-thru, trying to order food, trying to get to seemed like his sister's house is what he said in the video of what was the closest where he was intending to, I guess, to go. But at the same time, a good cop at that time literally would have, let him order the food or order the food for him and called his sister to pick him up, man, and just left the car parked, It didn't have to turn into a deadly situation, man. So, and shout out to my boy Josh Palmer, man. He actually on the case right now working with Chris, which is the attorney for the civil rights and everything, handling the case and everything as well. So shout out to my boy Jay Palm, man. I see you. Want to rob his native folks.
Big move, man. Big move. Definitely support. Big ups. What you think, Jason?
Man, it's a hard situation to speak on. prayers out to the Brooks family, his
Definitely.
wife, his daughter,
Definitely.
everyone affected in this situation.
Sure.
The people that had to witness that, for sure. I'd be
Man,
scarred.
that's crazy.
This is where, and I think we kind of spoke on this.
Yeah.
Q is a soldier. When I say soldier, he's a real life soldier. He's been in there with people and had people have his back. But Q's whole thing is he did that because he wanted to save lives, right? When you sign up to be a police officer, you take an oath to save and to serve and protect.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, and honestly, no matter what crime you did, because unless you are putting someone else's life in danger, there's really no reason for you to take someone else's life. First off, the problem I have with the whole situation is he shot him in the back. As a citizen, as a gun owner, me or myself, knowing my laws, I'm not allowed to shoot a person fleeing. I can't shoot you in the back. You can come break into my house. If you're running away, I can't shoot you in the back. So why can the officer do something that we can't do? On top of that, Mr. Brooks did fire a taser twice. After a taser is fired twice, it can't be used anymore. He was obviously out of breath. To me, as an officer, there's ways to avoid it. There's ways that this situation could have been handled in a whole different form. And if you do not agree with that, I advise you to go on YouTube or Instagram, whatever form you want to look at it, and look up other videos of Caucasian people doing that exact same thing. I've seen people running I've seen a cop straight up run for his life from a white boy, probably
screaming for help.
I'm sorry, bro. He's probably 18 years old. Dude got tased and went Super Saiyan 2 and instantly charged the cop, and the cop was running. If he was black, he would have got gunned down right then and there.
Yeah,
Dude
sure.
got into a car, ran the cop car, and it's like, bro, I can't believe that all that happened, because he was actually a danger to someone's life.
Exactly.
And that video just goes to show that we are looked at as animals to them. Some people. And that's why the way Q asked, how can you fix this? Cops shouldn't need to go through longer than 6 weeks of training, bro.
Facts.
They need to go through a more intense background check and, mental check than anybody else. Because you're getting put on the street to conduct the law, and you get a gun. Like it shouldn't be like that after 6 weeks. And that was me going on and on. But Q, what you got to say about that?
I mean, this is where y'all not gonna like my input on it necessarily. I definitely don't feel like he had to die. It's hard for me to put myself in the shoes of the police officers, because he beat the hell out of two of them, and I don't see me and one of my boys getting beat up like that. So for me to say, yeah, if I was in their shoes, how I would have reacted is really rough, because I don't see that happening. However, I was raised by my grandmother. Y'all know I call her G Nasty. My grandmother was extremely tough on me throughout my entire life. I wasn't raised to look on the outside first. That's just how I am. This has nothing to do with defense. You can take the cop completely out of it, remove him from the situation. Mr. Brooks, I don't know if y'all knew this or not, but he had 3 felonies on his jacket already. That's not speaking on him as a person. That's just saying you can't afford to get in trouble, bro. You know what happens in the parole system.
That's what he did.
They hang him. Yeah, exactly. So he put himself in a really stupid position. And again, rest in peace. I hope he finds peace in death, that whatever he couldn't find in life. But I look at it like that. First of all, I'm black. We're all black. I hold you guys more accountable than I hold anybody else. I look at it like my grandmother and my mom used to look at me when kids used to be wilding out in the mall, and we'd see them, and they would give you that look like, yo, don't you dare, don't you even think about it.
Yeah.
When I look at this situation, the first thing I ask myself is, what the hell was he thinking, and what was he doing this for? He does have children. He does have a family. And he is more important, and I would like to think better than his actions there. Unfortunately, he took his own life and put it into someone else's hands, and I don't believe in ever doing that. I think that at that point in time, Jalen and I were talking about it. If you go to Cafe Del Cop, they only usually got 2 things on the menu. They got the beef burger and they got the vegetarian burger.
Yeah.
They offered him the vegetarian. He was scared. He asked for the beef. They gave it to him. And I think that would I shot him in the back? No, definitely not. That's just not who I am as a person. I ain't to shoot you in the back type. However, do I, as an African American man in this country, understand that approaching cops like that will get you shot? Definitely. And then the other piece of it is perspective.
Yeah.
When you say he didn't do anything wrong, that's where I really disagree. Drunk drivers kill more black people in the U.S. every year than cops do.
Yeah.
10,500 people die a year from drunk drivers. That's a fact. That's just how it is. Drunk drivers kill that many people. Do I drink and drive? Have I before? Yes. In college, did it a couple times. Was I ever that sauced to where I got to a point where I'm fault? Like, nah, that wasn't ever the case. So he put himself in a really rough position. And there's individuals out there who have lost family members based on certain things like drunk driving that will feel some kind of way. So I think that it's our responsibility to make sure that we're addressing the fact that yes, this man did something wrong. Do we agree with the outcome? No. But especially with this movement, like, we haven't talked about the fact that the Confederate flag was just taken down from NASCAR. Aunt Jemima and them are removing things from shells because of people are listening to us right now. Okay, we got the hearts, minds, and ears of people who were deaf, blind, and numb to what we were going through for years. And they're finally listening. As African Americans now, we have to run with that torch and have to take care of it. We can't afford to be doing things like that anymore.
Yeah.
His family needed him. I agree with that 100%. He should have never been there. That's why I think it was avoided that. It could have been avoided that from him, from the get-go. Don't even put yourself in a position to make a cop make a decision.
Yeah.
Because we know the outcome. So I think that falls on us more than anybody else because we know it. You know it. I know it. I'm not fighting. I can put myself in the position of almost anybody that passed away. Right? Tatiana Jefferson, she was in the living room playing PlayStation with my nephew. You been doing that before? You ever done that before? I have. You ever been high on the couch before? I've been. That was Botham Jean. You ever used your neighbor's backyard as a shortcut? I have. That was Trayvon Martin. So I can put myself in that position. I can't put myself in the position of a person that wondered, like, oh, would I have ever swung with a cop? I do understand his situation. I understand what he was going through. I understand he was scared. But then you have the flip side. He fought 2 officers. He fought them. Not just like he wasn't fighting them back. He fought
whooped their ass.
Yeah, he whooped them, bro. Like, so you're looking at a situation now where you beat up 2 officers. This is going way right now. So it's unfortunate, but I think that we have to, we got to be accountable because I am demanding now, I'm not asking anymore, for police officers to hold each other accountable. That means we have to be the same. We have to hold ourselves accountable. We have to be ready to say, listen, he did this, he was wrong. We don't like the end result of it, but we do accept his role in the situation and how he was wrong. So to say he did nothing wrong, in my opinion, inaccurate. But did he deserve the outcome? Because 2 things can be true at the same time. Was he wrong? Yes. To me, 90% of the wrong was done by him. They just finished it off. But does that mean he needed to die? No.
Yeah.
Because personally, I'm just trying to figure out how I would have reacted if I was one of them cops on the ground.
I'm just.
No, hold on. Let me cut in real quick.
Go
So
ahead,
check
go
this.
ahead,
Check
bro.
this. We can agree that 2 of them cops got their ass whooped, right?
Badly.
Alright.
Oh, and by the way, real quick before you continue, Jalen, remember, 2 weeks before that in Chicago, 2 black cops shot a white man in his back while he was running away. Gunned him, like bang bang. Was actually screaming, shooting before. So cops, I mean, look, don't get it twisted. Cops are cops.
At the end of the day.
They will, this is America, they will gun you down. And I got something else to say, but go ahead, Jalen. What were you saying?
No, this is what I'm gonna say. The cops got their ass whooped.
Badly.
After the cops got their ass whooped, it was no longer, he wasn't doing his duty anymore. He wasn't looking at that man, he wasn't looking at Mr. Brooks as a citizen. To me, he was looking at him as
A person who whipped his ass.
an animal. Like, I'm sorry.
Especially-
I'm gonna go ahead and say this.
Especially based on
This
his
is what I think went through his head. This nigga just whooped my ass. Hell no.
Possibly.
So to me, he was emotional. He shot him in the back, and that's what the issue is. Is like, first off, cops. We already addressed that. The whole issue is police reform. Because I have a couple of friends that are cops, and they agree he deserved to lose his life. But to me, that shouldn't be your thought, bro. It should be any and everything before you gotta pull that.
So I want to ask you a question on that then, just for Jalen at the moment. Jalen, you play sports, right?
Yeah.
Football.
Yeah.
I play football too. I was a corner. How hard is it to pull up after you decide to tee off on somebody? Be real.
So you say stop off?
No. Like when you decide, when you got somebody zeroed in and you ready to tee off on them and you hear that whistle, how hard is it to pull off when you at that moment?
Well, yeah, you can't.
So my question is this, because this is what I felt like could have happened. I don't know if it was racially motivated. I can't say that.
Well,
for
let
sure.
me tell you what I think it is.
No, I'm actually
Just for addition though, they stood on this man's shoulders after he was shot, and after he was shot, what else did he say? He said I got him, which that, I mean, okay, we can wave that off. We can play devil's advocate on that one. But the standing on his shoulders and letting that man bleed out and not rendering aid, that to me was again an emotional aspect of they looking at him as an animal. They looking at it as the hunt is complete. We shot him down. He's gonna die because he doesn't deserve to live. That's how I see it.
And I can't say that that's not how they looked at it. Obviously, when I'm challenging you on at this point is this: if you escalate a situation to a degree, for example, they first tried to arrest him, he fought. Then they tried to fight him, he fought that. He took a taser, he dumped one dude on his head, punched another. The situation with police officers work like this: catch you, you fight, tase you or something else that's non-lethal. Next is lethal. They got through the first two. They're at kill you now. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I mean, that's where their mindset is. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that's where it is. So to de-escalate that situation is what I'm trying to figure out. At what point do we, because I can tell you right now, this is an everyday individual. If I get an argument even with a female, I walk away. I gotta get out of there, because if I stay in that moment, we're gonna keep arguing. Like, that's just how it is. Because for me to de-escalate is not easy to do. Like, if I'm looking at you and we have, especially, I mean, how many times have you been in beef with somebody and people gotta hold you back after the fight is over? That's just the natural feel of the aggression of the situation. So to me, when a cop, I just don't believe that we should ever, if we have, it's because at this point we've been asking, fairness, whatever, we've been asking, like, yo, don't be walking up trying to shoot us, don't be walking up trying to beat us. We should not be putting cops in positions where they need to decide whether or not they need to shoot us.
Look at it from this situation though. When you're intoxicated, you're not in your right state of mind.
You're not making the right decisions.
You're not making the right decisions. So the video that I've seen, of course, that has went viral, of Mr. Brooks sober, talking about his family, talking about his background.
Probation reform.
Which
I've gone through, and I know that shit is.
And then also providing for his family, but also having the right mindset of knowing that he's going to accomplish and carry out what he needs to carry out in regards to, you know, a positive impact and providing for his family as well. He knew what he had against him. So if a DUI or him going to jail, literally, he's abandoning his 3 kids, his wife, and as we all know what's going on in America today is the household lacks a male companion or a male figure to mold and shape, you know, exactly what the black household needs. You have to have that foundation in regards to a male figure in the house.
I think everyone
to provide
that foundation.
Exactly. So
but there's less of that foundation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he knew.
I think everybody needs that foundation.
Yeah, but he knew the outcome, so he knew what he had to do. He was actually in survival mode, which I can't blame him for that.
I don't think he knew the outcome. I think he was so drunk,
I think he knew. I think he knew the outcome.
If all of us have been drunk enough, if you're a drinker, you've been drunk enough to where maybe not. This is me. Let me speak for myself. That's like you started laughing.
Yo.
Let me speak for myself.
He said everybody been
Hold on. Before I get to the point about everybody getting sauced, I want to say this about police. If you are my homie and you're a police officer, don't take this to heart. I'm sorry. Officers in Norway, they require 3 years of police training to become a police officer. Between 2002 and 2016, they had 4 fatalities caused by police. Finland, 3-year degree is required to become a police officer. 7 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people were killed by police between 2000 and 2018. Germany, 2 years of training to become a police officer. 267 people have died by police shooting since 1990.
What's that say?
USA,
It's high.
you need a high school diploma and approximately 21 weeks of training. 1,004 people were killed in 2019 alone. So if you compare us to these places, I mean,
Oh yeah, the rates are much higher.
bro, we talk about how make America great again, and you talk about all this. We have so much to fix that has never been great that you I don't understand how you can even say that.
No, and I feel you on that, but and again, I told you guys, what I would challenge you on is again, under no circumstances, and I mean no circumstances, do you, because I understand everything you're saying, and I agree with you. The odds were stacked up against him, but again, who put him in that position? He put himself there.
Yeah.
He put himself there. Like you can't acknowledge, like you can't say like, okay, all this was stacked against him. Of course, we are all African American males. Even if people don't know it, the odds are stacked against us every day. You have climbed ladders that other people will not face, will not go through just because of the color of your skin. People look at us, people look at me, they see me athletic, and they see me a little more muscular than the average person, and I am perceived.
But in that moment, though, what is your instinct?
And you're in that
moment.
Well,
you're thinking you're in survival mode, bro.
But in that moment, but in that
that's
moment,
in my mindset.
But in that moment, you're asking someone else to be merciful. I don't believe anyone's going to be merciful upon me. That's how I carry myself.
Of course not. This is society.
But this is the problem. This is the problem. It's not about, all right, I'm a black man. I have to choose to be merciful. I'm a black man. I'm getting pulled over right now. If I don't act like a yes master,
a civilian,
my life is in danger
Every day.
So why? This is the problem. Black men and women have to worry about that every single day.
Every day.
But white men and women don't. That's the problem right there. Is that white men can get pulled over, talk crazy to a cop. White women can get pulled over, give their number to a cop. Not saying that black women and black men don't do that too, but the odds of it happening are way less, and so I'm not coming.
But we think in survival mode right now. Like it's kind of like if you have two scenarios, as if you're on a desert island and you're stranded. You only have let's say a flare, a boat, and let's even throw out
Fishing net.
no, we'll say a cell phone. If you see somebody passing that island, which one are you going to use first?
Flare.
Okay, so his flare in his mind state was running because he already had 3 strikes, because that's what's going to be visualized, or a point to where it's survival mode for him to where you can see like, okay,
is that that gets you in more. Look, his and this is my problem. In his survival mode, should have never been putting himself in that position in the first place.
but we all make mistakes.
But that's not
We all make mistakes, but if I am on, if my boss tells me, listen, because
you're not gonna be thinking about that.
You are.
He was just celebrating his daughter's birthday.
Before you go in about decisions, let me just say this. Bro, a school shooter was able to walk out the building after he murdered people and then go get Burger King.
No,
it was a church.
It's a school shooter too. I guarantee it's a story about a school shooter too. But the whole point is,
he ain't going to Burger King.
He ain't going to Burger King.
They didn't record it.
How many school shooters have been killed, bro?
I mean, no.
And the thing is,
they either commit suicide or they
no, they don't. The boys go to jail. The boys go to jail. They say
majority of them either commit suicide.
But the thing is, why is it that a school shooter can go or get arrested, but a black man can be intoxicated, fight some cops, beat their ass, run away and get shot in the back?
I just want to know what crime he committed though.
It was DUI. He was going to get a DUI.
What crime did he commit though?
But DUI is not
he was was in a public place.
I've gotten a
parked.
DUI. DUI is not
He
what
was
it's
in a public
like.
place parked. His car was parked.
Listen,
Wasn't even moving.
Whoa,
He just
whoa.
was sitting in the drive-through.
He was listen.
He fell asleep
He
twice.
fell asleep in the drive-through.
But he's not on the road though.
It doesn't listen. First of all, for all of you who
What
don't know
crime
the
was
law,
committed?
I'm going to explain to you. For all of you who don't know the law, being behind the wheel of your car while you're intoxicated is a DUI.
Dude, you're not answering my question.
That's a
though.
crime.
What crime did he commit being parked in a public place
He
but not
drove
moving?
there. He drove there.
Okay, but did they pull him over while he was driving there? That's a DUI.
It's a no.
In my
I
eyes.
just explained to you what a DUI is. That's in your eyes. I'm telling you what the law is. The law is that if a police
your keys are
officer,
in the ignition.
if a police officer walks up on you, you are in your
He
car.
didn't get pulled over while he was driving.
Listen.
His car was parked. He fell asleep.
They told him to whip his car around,
And he
fell asleep, and they was banging on the window.
Okay, so let me ask you this
But
though.
it's still, listen, you don't get to negotiate the law. That's people's problem. The law is written for you to read it and for me to read it.
So if I fall asleep in a Wendy's parking lot drunk as hell, I'm getting a DUI for that?
If the keys,
Why?
Because that's the law. Talk to your
Why?
manager.
I'm not causing any trouble.
If the
It's not about causing any trouble.
If the keys
The
are
problem
in the
is this, you
ignition,
drove there drunk. Listen, just because you did not kill me.
So even if I'm sober and I drive to a
If you're
movie theater and I want to
sober,
meet with my girlfriend
if you're-
and the police pull up and
if-
they're like,
no,
are you
because
here?
you're sober.
It's still a public place though.
Because you're sober.
He didn't
you
have
didn't drive there
Okay,
drunk.
that's fine, but he didn't have to submit to the
Yes, he
drug
did.
or to
Yes, he
the
did.
what is it?
you would have got arrested.
Yes, they
either way.
did.
What is it called? The breath. What is the breath?
Breathalyzer, you go submit your breathalyzer, you go to jail. Which
That's
is-
fine. I'll take that charge.
Right.
But see, you can fight that
But he
because it's
didn't.
going to take 8 hours or later before they test you.
But he didn't do that. He didn't take that route.
Time out. Man runs over protester, fires AR-15 at Atlanta Juneteenth demonstration.
Wow.
That's what we just
That's
witnessed
live.
outside.
That's live update right there. How much time we got left right now? I don't
None
know.
actually.
Yeah,
we
we
need
about
to take a
run
break
out of time.
after
We
that.
gotta take a break.
We'll come back
Fuck
with
it, no, this real shit,
No,
man.
no,
Keep
we're
it
gonna come
going.
back.
Keep it
We're
going.
gonna come back with something.
Keep it going, bro.
We gotta come right back.
We're
Listen,
gonna
we're
We'll
gonna
go
take
10 more minutes.
We're gonna take a short break. We're gonna come right back. Clyde's ready to go, so we're gonna
We're
come
just
right
gonna take
back.
more minutes.
Right Side Podcast.
We gotta get
we gotta cut it.
No, we gotta cut this one.
No, it's the
SWAT team.
The second-
SWAT teams in Atlanta, Georgia were called to shoot.
the second.
It's the camera. Calm down. The camera gotta be restarted.
Oh,
I got you. That's what I'm telling you.
I feel like the second podcast got to be.
I'm
minutes.
back. I got this. All right, so
We live.
Closing statements on, the Rashad Brooks. Go ahead, Jalen. You started off, bro. Closing statements.
I'm right under the bus.
Rest in peace, Mr. Brooks. I want to say a prayer for his family. I don't think that he deserved to lose his life at all. I think that the main problem is that our police do not have the training that they need to carry out the job that they need to do correctly. And that needs to be handled, I mean, really, like you said, our last couple of episodes, it's up to our leadership. You can make a law that makes it so our police have to go through the correct training. I just read off the stats of other countries and how their police force is uncomparably more resilient, more strategic, just in every way better than our police force. And that's no knock on our police force, that's just the facts.
Facts, yeah.
So, closing statements. If you're scared to do a job, don't do it. It's simple as that. If you are scared to fly a plane, why the fuck you gonna be a pilot?
It's true.
If you're not trying to do the right shit, and you're not trying to serve and protect as a police officer, don't be no fucking police officer. Go work in a fucking retail store, go sell ice cream, go do what the fuck you want to do, bro. Cause nobody needs to be dying. It's just really disgusting, bro. So that's what I have to say. To every cop that is out there doing their job the right way, respect to you, bro. If you out there trying to make the world a better place and serve and protect and put these young cats and put these old cats, anybody in a position to do better, shout out to you. That's my closing statements.
Go ahead, Q.
My closing statements are kind of simple. Like I've said earlier, I hold my own people more accountable than anyone else because I believe in us more than anyone else, and that's just how I was raised. First of all, I don't think Mr. Brooks should be dead. I made this clear on several occasions. I would not have shot him. I definitely would have beat his ass until I forgot what I was beating him for after he punched me, but that's just my nature as an individual. I don't whatever. But I don't believe in shooting people in their back. That's not what I was taught as a soldier. That's not what I was taught as a human being. And I agree with Jalen. There needs to be some kind of reform. And I mean, let's keep it funky here. If you're in a position where you and your mans can get beat up, you probably just don't need to be a cop. You probably don't need to be a cop in the first place.
Take it upon yourself to go get some fucking training.
Have some self. When I say, like, the name of this episode is accountability, I mean across the board. I don't just mean for Mr. Brooks. Like, these cops have to be accountable for the fact that they got whipped by one man who's intoxicated. That falls on them too. That can't happen. Like, you can't. And if you're in that position and that can happen, you probably don't belong there. And I've said this for years, the lack of being able to handle a situation definitely puts more people in danger. Because would I have shot Mr. Brooks? No. But would I have felt like my life was in danger because we were in a physical confrontation? No. But I feel like I can handle myself. So if you can't handle yourself, like Jalen said, we're choosing these cops to be cops that don't belong there. Man, you better work for Amazon or something, deliver some packages. Like, it's a little safer, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Weed these motherfuckers out, man.
For real. Like, you guys got to be tougher about the venting process for a police officer. It has to get better because it's just downright pathetic. But on the back end, like I said, I hold us more accountable, and I just believe African Americans got to be better overall. We always had to be. That's just what I stand. And I expect better out of all my guys. I expect better out of all the ladies that I know out there that are African Americans. I expect better out of us as a whole. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I just do. I think that we have the ability to do that. On the back end of that, again, on that subject is, rest in peace, Mr. Brooks, because as a soldier, regardless of how you fall, whatever's going on, from my enemies to my friends, I respect the fact that you stand for whatever you stand for. So however you fall, whenever you fall, understand that there's an afterlife out there waiting for all of us. So I hope and pray that regardless of whatever situation happened, however it went down, that he finds some peace in that afterlife, because that's what I believe in as a person. So, and I like I said, I shot, like, big ups to his family. I hope that they take this situation and that they don't let it break them, that they get bigger from this, that they get stronger from this. I believe in you guys. I believe you can take this situation, grow from it, learn from it, and become better. And last thing I want to say is learn from Trayvon Martin's mother, who is running right now for what's actually running for? I don't want to say it's mayor.
Don't ask me.
She's running for a position right now.
It's something like the city council.
Yeah, like a city council member.
Yeah, for sure.
And Trayvon lost his life. Yeah, and she lost it.
That's big.
And that's what she turned it into. And that's what I think we are. That's who I think we are. George Floyd didn't die for any reason. Didn't die for no reason, excuse me. I don't believe that. I don't believe Trayvon Martin died for no reason.
What's that? What's her name? Lucy McBeth, if I'm not mistaken. The council lady?
Yeah.
Her son was the one that was shot in the one that was playing loud music in Florida.
Yeah.
And they killed him at the gas station.
Jordan Davis.
Yeah, Jordan Davis. And I did not know this, but at the the protest I went to, not to take any.
No. What do you think,
At
bro?
the protest I went to, she actually appeared, and my old football coach, shout out Pastor Jenkins, he's actually a pastor now, and he had her come out. She spoke on that, and I had no idea. I didn't put two and two together. So I thought it's just crazy to me that you can go through something like that and have the power to still run as a council person and now make a difference.
Definitely.
But
that's been, and I'm glad. Thank you for piggybacking off of that. We're powerful when we want to be. That's my point. Be powerful. Don't let people tell you and put you in a box. Be powerful. We're better than over the last 10 years, we're better than we've been. Believe that. Believe that. If nothing else, Colin Kaepernick taught us that when we stand together, we're powerful. A lot of people are walking back on words because we're standing together. Stand together. Be one. That's all I got.
what you got, Clyde?
Man, just to wrap it up, man, just off of everything, like, literally, that both of you gentlemen, kings, you know what I'm saying, have spoke up on. I just look at it as, he still should be here today with us. My condolences definitely go out to him and his family. And what he did was based upon survival in regards to just providing for his family, which I feel like every black male is facing today, regardless of how successful you are. Your mindset, your instinct, and your survival is basically to provide for your family. And you want to get to that point to where you're so successful that you don't have to worry about those things. but we're living in a society, in a world today, to where we are oppressed as people, and we have to face reality. But the thing is, we just have to look at it as a people to be like, okay, how can we get out of that? You know, and everything that's going on today is a step in the right direction. And I feel like Mr. Brooks, you know, did what he needed to do to take that step forward, regardless whether it was right or wrong of whoever believes of what happened or the outcome. You know, it's going to always be two sides to a story. But me, I'm going to go with Mr. Brooks because he felt what he needed to do to survive. So, rest in peace. I pray that his family gets justice. And I pray that just us as a community, as a race, which we are all one. I don't see color. I want us to all come together and just really realize that we all are the same, regardless. So, rest in peace, Rashad, and other, you know, races that have been done wrong outside of what society thinks is right. And I just look at it as, you know, just continue to love, spread love, and continue to just be an impact on your community, society, and just change the culture, man. That's what it's really all about, man. Like, we literally put on this earth with a purpose and to do right. Regardless, we all gonna sin and we all gonna do wrong. That's okay. God already sacrificed everything for us anyways. So we have to look at it as a point of view of, okay, we're gonna make mistakes. But at the end of the day, what are we doing to change those mistakes to provide better for ourselves? So I just want to leave on that note, and then we just gonna go from there, man. The Bright Side Podcast, man. I love you, Jalen.
Hey,
you.
That's real.
I love the world.
That's real.
Regardless, shout out to everybody, man. I don't care what you got going on, what you doing. Be an impact in your community. Define your purpose, and just make it happen. You only get one life, one chance, one shot. Let's do it.
I gotta say I love y'all boys too. I love Clyde, I love Q. You already know my boys. I just want to say, it's crazy. I was watching the time, and actually that little intro we just had, like closing statements, was almost perfectly 8 minutes. It was a little bit over. It was like 9-10 minutes because, you know, we got a little heartfelt, but I just think that's God, right?
Man, we just being real, bro.
That's just God.
That's
but anyway,
right.
we gonna lighten it up a little bit. Let's switch gears. If you missed it, check into the last episode. We got real heartfelt, different opinions. So we gonna lighten it up now. Let's get a couple laughs in. So shoot, last time we was talking about relationships, all that type of stuff. You already know.
Let's just go say that for the next episode, bro. Say it for the next episode.
Nah.
Say it for the next
Let's hop
episode.
into something. Let's spice it up a little bit.
Okay, so this is what I had a question of, okay? So first of all, and like you said, we're going to lighten up a little bit. We're going to take a step back. This is part 2 of that episode. So we wanted to give some closing statements on it. I want to make it clear only because it was a lot of emotion in that episode. It's hard to box that up sometimes. And we'll go into more depth about that later. And thank you again, Clyde, because you're kind of, I called you the Pulse of Atlanta one time, but you might be the Pulse of this podcast as well.
Hey.
To keep it funky.
Yes,
That's love.
No, all day, man. I got nothing but love and admiration for you as a person, bro. You know that. So that's real talk. So I agree with Jalen. Though we're going to liven it up right now, but what we're going to do is just in honor of not only Mr. Brooks, but of every
And Breonna
person.
too, bro.
Listen, no. Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery
And George
Boston Jean
as well.
George Floyd, Tatiana Jefferson. What I'm going to do is, and I'm the individual that just so happens to be the one to edit, what we're going to do is we're just going to give them a moment of silence, and then we're going to cut this episode right now for this last part. That's just how I feel. And not only for them, but for every individual out there that has lost their lives senselessly, because like I said, there's a lot going on out there.
Without it being recorded.
Yes, there are
Yeah.
people that's being oppressed. There are cops out there trying to do their jobs, like Jalen said, that are being bombarded and having terrible things to them. Firemen showed up to put out the Wendy's fire and got attacked. So we're going to have
Shout out the firemen that's trying to do their job. I know we're making it hard for y'all, but we just got some shit we gotta get off our chest. We appreciate y'all, man. I got a couple homies that I've actually talked to, and
Really,
it's crazy.
It's all one love, bro. It's all one love. It's
just a lot of emotion. There's a lot of emotion going on right now.
So what I would like to do is have a moment of silence. We'll give you that moment of silence. We'll have it, and then we'll cut this episode short for today, or excuse me, this part short, and then we'll move on to the next one. You guys good with that?
I'm cool with it, 100%, man.
All right, let's get it. Thank you, gentlemen. And again, thank you guys for joining the Bright Side Podcast. That was our moment of silence for everyone who has fallen during this time. We believe great things on the horizon. Keep it up. Love each other. Look out for each other. And again, like we said, we're going to keep leaving those links in the description for you guys to reach out to people, okay? Reach out, man. Talk. Say something. You'd be surprised. It's very rare that you're alone in what you're going through.
Ask your friends and family how they feel. Check in on them.
Facts.
Even when they say they're good, ask them again.
Big facts, man.
Just cause.
Big facts. I'm Q with the Bright Side Podcast. He's still going at it.
Pastor Clyde.
Still going at it.
So much, man.
The pulse of the podcast.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Love you
Be
guys,
good
for sure.
all day. Bright Side out.
To the folks that's live, we'll be back in 2 minutes.
If I'm getting money, then you getting money, cause you's my dog. So if you take a loss, then I take a loss, cause you's my dog. And if I'm at the top, then you at the top, cause you's my dog. And if they wanna jump, then we finna jump like we was some frogs, cause you